My beloved, come closer. Before this video ends, your life could begin again. Yes, right now in the silence you've tried to escape, I am calling your name. You've been waiting for a breakthrough, for a miracle, for proof that I have not forgotten you. This is it. I've been speaking, not in thunder or fire, but in the stillness of your soul. Every tear, every question, every hidden ache, I see it, and I am telling you, your miracle is not delayed. It's unfolding right now, in the quiet. Don't scroll. Don't turn away. You cannot miss this moment. What you hear next will breathe life into places inside you that thought they'd never feel hope again. So listen, my child, because heaven is whispering to you and everything is about to change. This silence is not emptiness, my child. Rather, it is fertile soil where the seeds of divine possibility are gently planted, nurtured by faith, even when you cannot yet see the harvest. Understand that the greatest transformations of your soul are born within this hush. Just as dawn breaks quietly in the absence of light, without fanfare or hurried steps, so too do my wonders arise before they burst forth in glory. There is a sacred patience at work here, a deliberate pause I orchestrate, not to withhold, but to prepare. I know the eagerness that stirs within you, the burning questions wrapped in hope and anxiety, but my beloved, the spark that will ignite your miracle lives within this sacred silence. I am working patiently, even when your heart feels deserted, for I am shaping a masterpiece beyond your imagination. Your faithfulness in this quiet is the chisel that shapes my work. I see every tear that falls in sacred solitude, every whispered prayer that escapes your heart. In moments when you feel unheard, I am there. This silence you face is not a void but fertile ground where my spirit breathes and makes all things new. Do not mistake it for a lack of care, nor for punishment or distance. It is a holy lull where I gather strength for a magnificent breakthrough. Your moments alone with me, when distractions cease and the clamoring of daily worries quiet, are priceless beyond measure. It is in these times that I meet you with a love so deep and power so tender that, when finally revealed, it will overturn despair, rewrite your story, and saturate your being with an unfading hope. Hold fast to the truth that miracles are not always loud or dramatic. They do not always arrive with a blaze of glory. Many times they are crafted slowly, quietly, with great care inside the silence of your waiting heart. Like a seed resting beneath the soil, unseen and unnoticed, it gathers strength from hidden warmth and moisture, preparing to burst forth into vibrant life. My presence is the hidden light, not always sensed by your five senses, but always sustaining your soul. Trust in this sacred stillness as I weave together circumstances, align timing, and fortify your faith. Let your soul find rest here. Let this silence become a sanctuary where doubt fades and confidence in my sovereign power takes root. I draw you deeper into this quiet because I desire a relationship with you that transcends noise and spectacle. When you learn to dwell here in stillness, you become more attuned to my voice, more receptive to the gentle movements of my spirit, and more ready to embrace the miracles I prepare. Your heart may feel weary and impatient, longing for immediate answers, but I ask you to lean into the silence rather than rush toward noise. Therein lies your sanctification, transformation, and revelation. This silence is my divine workshop where I fashion hope into reality. My dear child, will you surrender your longing for loud proofs and meet me here in this quiet place? Will you believe me this time that miracles indeed begin where words cease and faith dwells in reverent stillness? Lay down your burdens and fears now, for they are often the noise that drowns out this sacred silence. I invite you to be still, truly still, with me. Breathe in the peace I offer. Feel the gentle pulse of my love surrounding your soul like a quiet river flowing beneath frozen ice. Though you may not see the current strength, it is there, steady and relentless, carrying you toward a new life. Even now, in this silence, I am moving on your behalf, orchestrating miracles in ways no eye can see and no ear can hear. Let this truth sink deeply into your heart. Your waiting is not in vain, your silence is not ignored, and your faith is the essential soil where miracles take root. Remember, the greatest stories of breakthrough were first stories of silence. Abraham's patient waiting for a promise, Moses' the quiet solitude in the desert, Hannah's silent pleas in the temple, Jesus' solitary nights in the wilderness. My children who walked before you discovered their deepest breakthroughs arose from the secrecy of silent faith. I call you to join them, to trust the invisible process, to embrace the unseen workings of my hands. There is honor in this silence, my beloved, for it transforms your heart and prepares you for the fullness of my glory. Do not resist the quiet, welcome it as the birthplace of miracles. If your heart stirs with longing for breakthrough, do not turn away now. Enter the sacred space of stillness I have made especially for you. In this quiet, you will find me waiting with open arms, in a love that will never let you go. I am here, and in this silence, my miracles are already beginning. My dear child, I know the battles raging within you, the silent wars where doubt creeps in and the weight of your burdens presses heavily against your heart. I have watched as shadows gather, as whispers of fear and guilt attempt to drown the gentle melody of my love that softly sings within your soul. The ache you feel is not unseen, nor are you ever left to face this storm alone. I am here, constant and unwavering, even when you cannot sense my presence. I am the eternal calm beneath the tempest, the steady hand reaching through the darkness to steady your trembling grasp. Understand this. Pain and struggle have never been signs of your abandonment. Instead, they are invitations, tender calls into deeper communion with me. In the stillness of your despair, I sit beside you, patient and gentle. My timing is perfect, even when the waiting feels unbearable. And in my silence, in your agony, there is a divine purpose in every trial. A sacred refining that prunes away all that hinders your flourishing into who I have fashioned you to be. Your suffering is not wasted. It is fertile ground where grace can take root and grow into the fullness of my peace. I do not scorn your tears nor diminish your sorrow. Rather, I gather each one as a precious jewel, a testament to your courage to feel and to trust me despite the uncertainty that clouds your vision. The wounds you bear may seem deep and raw, but they are gateways through which my healing power flows most freely. I am the physician of your soul, ready not just to mend what breaks, but to restore you completely, spirit, mind, and heart. Do not shy away from laying your pain before me. This is your sacred offering, and I receive it with a heart that knows no limits in loving and forgiving. There is no rush in my embrace. I am patient beyond measure because I see the bigger picture. Your journey is not a moment, but an unfolding forever, a divine tapestry woven from your joys and sorrows, your triumphs and trials. Each thread is cherished, every moment integral. Though darkness may now cloud your horizon, my light will break through with brilliance that silences despair and illuminates your path. The dawn waits patiently to rise, and so do I, ready to guide your steps from the valley of shadows into the radiant fields of my peace. Let this be a quiet truth within your heart. You are held, not by circumstance or fleeting feelings, but by the everlasting strength of my love. I am your refuge in trouble and your quiet place of rest. When the world demands too much, even when you feel fragmented or lost, you are found deeply and wholly by me. Do not shrink back from me in your weakness, but bring your whole self, the brokenness, the confusion, the hesitant hope, and find sanctuary in my presence. I'm attentive to your prayers, even those spoken in silence or swallowed by doubt. Every whisper of your soul is etched upon the tablets of my heart. I understand that sometimes grief's weight makes vocal prayer impossible, so I listen carefully to your unspoken cries. You are never dismissed or ignored. You are the beloved for whom I long with every breath. Come now, draw near without reserve, and rest in the fullness of my compassion. Open your heart, my dear child, and receive my gentle correction, not as judgment, but as the guiding hand of a father who desires only your flourishing. I correct with love and wisdom earned through eternity, shaping you not to crush but to nurture the best within you. When you stumble beneath the burdens of sin or shame, come quickly to me, for my forgiveness is swift and abundant. The grace I pour out can wash away guilt's stain and make you new again. There is no place too dark, no mistake too great for my mercy to redeem. In this moment, breathe deeply and center your soul in my presence. Let your ache soften under the warmth of my gaze. Know that my heart beats in rhythm with yours, and my spirit moves to meet your own in a sacred dance. You don't have to carry your pain alone. Share it with me, and together we will transform it into a testimony of strength and hope. Now lift your eyes from the burdens that threaten to consume you. Let this truth settle in your heart. I am here always, even when silence shrouds your prayers. I am listening, even when doubt assaults your faith. I am steady, even when fear paralyzes your steps. I am your courage. Let your soul find rest in this assurance, and open wide the doors of your heart to me once again. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away, for I am ready to meet you anew, to breathe peace into your weariness and anoint your spirit with everlasting hope. You are deeply loved beyond measure, and nothing can sever the bond between us. Come walk with me through the valley, for I am the good shepherd who carries you when your strength fades, and leads you beside still waters to restore your soul. My dear one, as you journey through the shadows of guilt and shame that weigh heavily upon your soul, I see the depth of your burden. It is as if you carry stones upon your shoulders, each one a memory, a mistake, a word left unspoken or spoken in error. Yet I am here to remind you that these stones do not define you. They are heavy only because you have chosen to bear them alone. Daughter, son, child of mine, I did not create you to carry shame as your inheritance. Your true identity is not found in the failures you lament, but in the redemption I freely offer. When you stumble and fall, when regret threatens to crush the life I have breathed into you, remember that my forgiveness flows wider and deeper than the oceans themselves. I am not a distant judge waiting to condemn. I am the loving Father who runs to embrace you with open arms before you even confess or make amends. The wounds of your past do not separate you from my grace. Rather, they are the very reason I sent hope into the world. Your mistakes are not scars that mar your soul irreparably, but markings on the journey toward healing and renewal. With every tear you shed, I gather them lovingly, transforming sorrow into strength and weakness into resilience. Though voices of condemnation may roar loudly in your mind, I whisper peace, peace that surpasses human understanding, because I have declared you forgiven, not by your works, but by my unchanging promise. In the quiet moments when you are tempted to shrink back under a cloud of self-reproach, I am there, patient, steady, enduring. I do not grow weary of your confessions or your failures. Instead, I delight in the fragile courage it takes for you to come near me again. Your vulnerability, even when trembling with doubt, is a sacred invitation for my healing touch to restore the brokenness within. Do not run from your guilt or hide from me as if I would ever abandon you. The truth is, I have never turned my eyes away from you, even when you cannot bear to look at yourself. The deeper your shame, the more intimately I desire for you to hear my voice declaring freedom over your past. Imagine a child caught in thorny bushes, bleeding and frightened, calling out not because they deserve rescue, but because their innocence cries out for protection. That child is you, beckoning me, and I have come. I will always come. I gently untangle you, piece by piece, from the prickly snares of guilt that have ensnared your heart. Each thorn removed is a statement of my love and a renewal of your spirit. Trust that the process may be slow, but it is sure. My patience is not weariness, but a divine embrace, waiting for your healing to mature. Give yourself permission to be tender with the process, allowing my restoration to break through in its appointed time. Know also that forgiveness is not a one-time event, but a journey, a daily unfolding of my mercy entwined with your repentance. If guilt returns in cycles, do not despair. This rhythm is the human heart learning to live in grace. When storms of self-condemnation rage, let my righteousness be the anchor that steadies your soul. I do not expect you to bear guilt as a badge of honor. Instead, wear my forgiveness as your garment of dignity. Let it cloak you in freedom and peace. Will you trust me enough to slip out of shame's garments and clothe yourself in the robes of my love and grace? Let this truth settle deeply within you. You are not your mistakes. There is profound beauty in the scars you carry when they have been gently healed by love. In my kingdom, what was once broken becomes a testament to my power to redeem and restore. Your journey through shame is not hidden from me nor meaningless. Like a potter shaping clay from shattered shards, I am molding your life into something glorious. The broken pieces of your past are being refashioned, each serving as a foundation for a testimony that proclaims my faithfulness. My dear child, watch for new life budding from the ashes of your regrets. It is my spirit bringing growth where despair once reigned. Consider the weight of the cross I bore, not just for the world, but especially for you. I carried that heavy burden because I knew the weight of guilt could crush you if left to yourself. Your transgressions, falls, and moments of weakness, I carried them all so you might walk freely. When the enemy accuses you with whispers of unworthiness, reject those lies boldly. Remember, the price paid was for your freedom, not your punishment. You are precious in my sight, and no sin can separate you from my love unless you choose to refuse my forgiveness. I am patiently waiting for you to accept the fullness of my grace, to stand tall and unashamed as my beloved. In your quiet moments, when the noise of the world fades, I invite you to lay your burdens at my feet. Do not carry what I have already forgiven. Speak your brokenness aloud if you must, for there is healing in confession free of condemnation. Let the light of my love shine into the darkest crevices of your heart. In that light, shame diminishes and joy is reborn. You are reclaimed, restored, and redefined, not by your past, but by my enduring covenant. Will you let me be the voice that speaks hope into the silence of your regret? Will you allow my forgiveness to be the balm that soothes your wounded spirit? My dear child, your heart is a garden where forgiveness can flourish like a wildflower nourished by spring rain. Do not let shame's weeds choke out the tender shoots of my mercy growing within you. Cultivate forgiveness by turning to me daily, confessing, repenting, and receiving the endless flood of my love. In time, you will see that the scars of guilt are not marks of despair, but emblems of my grace. You are my masterpiece of redemption, living proof that no one is beyond the reach of my love. Hold tightly to this promise, for it will sustain you through the darkest valleys and into the radiant morning of your restoration. Let your heart receive this now. The chains of shame are broken by my hand. Walk forward with courage, knowing you are forgiven, accepted, and deeply cherished. Will you believe me this time, my dear? Do you feel how your soul sometimes trembles beneath the weight of uncertainty and fear? I see you in those moments when doubt creeps like shadows along the walls of your heart, whispering lies that you cannot possibly overcome. What lies ahead? I am with you in those silent places where anxiety takes root, where questions spiral without answers, and the night feels unending. My presence surrounds you even when your spirit feels like a fragile leaf caught in a storm. I am your ever-present refuge, your unshakable shelter. Fear is not just an enemy to be defeated. It is also a doorway. It reveals where your trust in me has faltered, where you have forgotten that my power flows through your weakness and that my peace invades your storm. When worry grips you, when your mind races like unstable rivers in flood, I do not abandon you. I stand closer than your next heartbeat, closer than your breath. In that closeness, let this moment become a still point, a sacred hearth where your trembling soul can lean upon me. Your anxieties are not unknown to me. I hold every trembling thought in my hand, tender as a mother caresses her child's cheek. I am not distant or aloof. I am intimately acquainted with every ache, every what if that plagues the long, lonely hours. You see, beloved, fear attempts to isolate you in its cold grip, but I am the warmth that breaks its hold. Where your courage falters, mine steps in. Where your hope dims, mine ignites a new flame. Will you reach for me in the silence where your doubts abound? Will you allow my peace to saturate the darkest corners of your mind and heart? Though the present moment may press heavily upon you like a suffocating fog, I am the unwavering sunrise that melts away every chill. Every anxious thought is a fragment of your human heart wrestling with your desire to control what only I hold perfectly. Let go, my dear child. Release your grip on outcomes, timelines, and fears that torment your nights. Surrender to the gentleness of my sovereignty, and you will find a rest deeper than understanding, a rest embroidered with trust and peace. There is no fear in perfect love, because I am the embodiment of that love. My love for you is the bedrock beneath the crumbling clay of your worry. I have woven you together with purpose and care, and my spirit calls to yours to cast all your anxieties upon me, for I am your strength. Do not underestimate the power of this surrender. It is a sacred exchange, your trembling bravely laid down, and my steadfast calm lifted up to cradle you. This exchange is a living prayer that the Spirit knows beyond words. When the past haunts you with regrets and what-ifs, when the future looms like an uncertain chasm, bind your heart to the truth of now. My presence, my promises, my abiding faithfulness. Like a shepherd gathering a lost lamb, I call your heart to rest beside mine. There fear cannot follow, for I am greater than every peril and worry. My dear one, the tempest will not overwhelm you unless you choose to shrink away in isolation. Come to me. Let us walk through the storm hand in hand and discover how the darkest clouds bow before my light. In those moments when anxiety tries to blur your vision, fix your gaze on me, because I see what you cannot see. I weave the tapestry of your life with threads of hope, strength, and redeeming purpose amidst the seeming chaos. Do you feel the stirrings of that hope within you? Let that be the seed you nurture now, the flame that illuminates what is unseen. Trust is the soil, faith the water, and my spirit the sunshine that grows you through every fearful night. Will you lean into this promise of peace instead of sinking into despair? Will you breathe in my assurance deep into your soul and exhale your fears into my hands? I am calling you to a deeper peace than the world can offer, a peace born from knowing you are never alone, that every trembling step is covered by my steady presence. Let this truth settle in you tonight and hold you fast. I am your refuge, your courage, your calm. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Step into my arms where fear is undone and hope is renewed. Let us walk this journey together, one small step of faith at a time, until your soul takes flight on wings stronger than the winds of anxiety. I am here, ever patient, ever loving, ready to carry you through the shadows to find the dawn. Would you let go of the burden of facing fear alone and rest in my perfect love? I await your answer quietly and tenderly, inviting your heart to be whole in me. My dear, I see the heavy cloak you carry, woven from shadows of fear, threads of doubt, and the chill of anxious nights. These weights press upon you, dimming the radiance of your spirit and distorting the light I placed within you. Fear is a wilderness through which many wander, yet I am the steady presence, the unseen hand guiding trembling feet along hidden paths of hope. When anxiety whispers dark tales of loss, it is I who remind you of what will always be found, my unwavering and infinite love. Fear, anxiety, and doubt may sound like a storm battering the shores of your heart, threatening to erode your faith and peace. Yet within you lies a quiet space where no tempest can reach, the sanctuary I have carved deep into your soul. This place is no denial of your struggles, but a profound encounter where truth dispels illusion and courage is born anew. I have not abandoned you to the chaos. I stand at the edge of your wilderness, waiting to meet you, not with condemnation, but with an invitation to lay down your burdens and find rest. Consider how the dawn stretches its fingers across the darkness, not by force, but through patient and steady illumination. Your fears, too, will begin to dissolve, not overnight, but gently, as light gradually transforms the landscape of your inner world. Doubt often feels like a shadow creeping into the corners of your understanding, yet even the smallest light dispels darkness. Allow me to be that light, a persistent flame in the quiet depths of your being. When anxiety threatens to drown your spirit, remember the image of a vast ocean beneath a starlit sky. Your worries may crash like relentless waves, yet the ocean itself remains vast and unshaken. Beneath it lie still depths, calm places where peace resides. I am the shore, the anchor upon which you may rest, the harbor that receives you no matter how stormy the seas become. Fear is a message, my child, a signal born of your tender heart that you value what is precious. This tender heart is a gift. It allows you to feel, to love, and to remember the sacredness of life. Rather than reject your fear, understand its voice and bring it to me. Lay your anxieties at my feet, those which seem insurmountable, tomorrow's uncertainties, doubts about your path, and the unseen challenges ahead. When you lay these burdens down before me, you allow me to replace them with my peace, one that surpasses understanding, filling the spaces where your soul feels restless. Doubt often whispers that you are alone, that my promises are beyond reach. But remind yourself of the many ways I have walked beside you. I have marked every tear you have cried and counted every sigh of your heart. The bond between us is unbreakable. You are never outside my sight or beyond the touch of my love. Anxiety attempts to steal your focus from the present moment, pulling your mind into a web of what-ifs and maybes. Yet life is meant to be lived one breath, one step at a time, within the tenderness of my care. Trust is not the absence of fear, but the choice to move forward despite it, strengthened by my presence. When the future is shrouded in mist and your vision clouded with uncertainty, let your faith be the steady lantern guiding you, illuminating only the next step without demanding you see all roads ahead. You are not called to carry your struggles alone, my beloved. There is strength in surrendering your fears into my hands, releasing control, and laying down resistance. It is to open yourself to the profound relief and courage my spirit offers. This act of surrender is not weakness. It is the most radical expression of trust and faith. I am with you in the pit of despair and on the mountain of victory. I have not forsaken you. On the darkest night, my dawn is already moving toward you. Do not be dismayed by moments of doubt or anxiety, for they are part of the pilgrimage toward deeper understanding and greater intimacy with me. Like the refining fire that purifies precious metals, your experience of fear can create resilience and beauty, only born through testing and endurance. Each struggle carves a space within your heart for my peace to dwell more richly. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away from these truths. Look at your fears not as walls, but as gates inviting you deeper into my presence. Let them lead you to a place beyond comprehension where my peace reigns sovereign and your soul finds rest. Trust me with your trembling moments, the silent prayers whispered in stillness, the unspoken worries pressing upon your being. I hear them all, my dear child, and I am near. Now, with the courage I breathed into you, take a slow, intentional breath. Feel my spirit calming your unrest, steadying your frantic heart. Let this breath remind you that you are alive, beloved beyond measure, held in the arms of eternity where fear cannot endure. As you move forward today, choose to release one fear, just one, and watch how my peace begins to fold around you like a gentle cloak. Walk with this truth close to your heart. I am not distant but near. I am your refuge and strength, and ever-present help in times of trouble. Will you believe me this time? Will you allow your soul to rest in this assurance, held by my unyielding love despite trembling? I am with you always. Never forget, you are never alone, my beloved. I see the shadow that lingers over your heart, the heavy veil of fear, anxiety, and doubt. How often these feelings creep in like twilight mist, softening the edges of your courage and obscuring the clarity I long for you to walk in. I know the weight of that burden, the tempest of questions swirling within your soul. Will I endure? Do I matter? Can I still trust the light when night seems endless? These questions are not foreign to me. I have been with you in every silent moment, the anxious heartbeat quickening in stillness, and the trembling steps you take toward uncertainty. Do you not know, my beloved? I am the anchor that holds steady amidst the storm, the unwavering hand resting gently on your brow when fear threatens to overwhelm. Fear is not your enemy, though it feels like an intruder in your peace. It is a shadow meant to teach you to recognize the brilliance of my presence. Anxiety, like a restless river, may run wild within you, but I am the calm shoreline to which it always returns. Doubt is merely the questioning soul's quest for deeper truth, the hidden plea for faith to grow beyond the surface. These struggles are the soil where resilience can take root, where trust can bloom, and where your heart, fragile and fierce, meets me in its most vulnerable state. My dear child, I am not distant when doubt clouds your vision. Rather, I am closer than your next breath. Consider the nights I have watched stars emerge from the curtain of darkness. Each twinkling light was born in a realm of silence and waiting, a place much like your heart's anxious seasons. The stars do not compete with the shadows, they transcend them. They whisper a truth that even in the darkest times, there is a brilliance within you that cannot be extinguished. I have shaped that light. I breathed it into the very core of your being. So when waves of fear surge, remember the stars and the promise held in their steadfast glow. You are crafted to shine, not despite your fears, but through them, illuminated by my unwavering love. There is a sacred rhythm to surrendering your fears to me, a holy yielding that feels like letting go of the tight grip holding you captive in worry. Each time you release a doubt, a sliver of fear, you create space for my peace to flow into your soul. I'm inviting you into this dance of trust, a movement where your trembling hands find rest upon my heart, where your restless mind discovers the sanctuary of my presence. Do not hide these fears from me. Hand them over one by one as if you were placing night-blooming flowers into my care, trusting that I will nurture them, transform them, and bring forth new life. Imagine the morning dew settling gently on a parched garden. It does not rush to fill every crevice, but patiently seeps into the soil until the earth breathes anew and the flowers begin to awaken. This is how my peace touches you, my child. It is not a sudden surge, but a gentle, steady presence that permeates your being, quieting the storm within. When anxiety rises, turn your tired gaze toward me, and let my peace wash over you like the first light breaking through dawn. It is in these sacred moments of surrender that true courage is born, not the absence of fear, but the quiet assurance that in the fiercest storms you are held. I know doubt may whisper unsettling questions about your worth and the future you long to see come alive. But hear me now. You are more than your fears, more vast than your weakest moments. You are my beloved, deeply known, and infinitely cherished. Your identity is not chained to what terrifies you, but anchored in the eternal truth of who I am in you. Creator, Redeemer, Sustainer. When shadows fall, remember who walks beside you. I am the unfailing light upon your path, the steady compass beneath your feet. No matter how dark the night, my light never fades enough to lose you. Can you feel my presence drawing near now? Tender yet powerful, all at once. I am not a distant observer watching your struggle. I am the protector who never turns away. When your breath is shallow, I fill the empty space within you with hope. When doubts rise like towering walls, I am the breaker of chains, the one who brings down every stronghold. The battle within your soul is known to me, and my strength is made perfect in your weakness. Trust me, beloved. Let this truth settle deep in your bones. You do not face fear alone. I urge you, do not let anxiety dominate your days or nights. Instead, lean into me with trembling hands and surrender. Lay down your doubts as a child sets a heavy burden at the feet of a faithful parent. Tell me your fears, for I am listening with a heart full of compassion and eyes that see your deepest longings. Let your soul rest in my steadfastness. In that sacred place, you will find a peace that surpasses understanding, a peace that transforms fear into faith, worry into worship, and trembling into triumph. Will you come to me now, my child? Will you open your hands and heart, laying down every anxious thought that weighs you down? If your spirit stirs at this invitation, do not turn away. Draw near to me and receive the light that conquers darkness. I am here, not just waiting, but eager to wrap you in my everlasting love. Let your heart take courage, for I am with you always, even to the end of the age. My beloved, in the vast tapestry of your life, you may often wrestle with the shadows of fear and anxiety, those silent whispers that cloud your spirit and bind your steps. I see how these unseen chains tighten around your heart, how the night deepens when doubt creeps close, whispering lies that seek to drown out the truth of my presence in your soul. But I am here, even when your vision falters, standing in the storm beside you, a shelter unshakable and sure. Consider the very air you breathe, fragile yet sustaining life in every intricate cell of your being. Just as the wind cannot be grasped or controlled, so too is fear, elusive, shifting, often born from the unknown. But my love, beyond the tempest of your mind, there is a calm that surpasses understanding, a peace woven from the threads of my spirit, waiting to unfold. You do not despise the fear that visits, acknowledge it, but do not let it settle or take root in your heart. Remember, even the strongest tree bends in the wind but does not break, because its roots deep in the earth are anchored in strength far beyond itself. So must you root yourself in the foundation of my unwavering love. When anxiety floods your thoughts with relentless force, envision a quiet garden hidden within your soul. a sacred place I have prepared just for you. Here, beside still waters, you can find refuge when chaos swirls around. Retreat to this sanctuary, where noise quiets and the true voice of my heart can be heard. This is not a distant ideal, but a present reality alive in you. Even when you cannot fully sense it, reach, my dear child, into this invisible refuge, and let your trembling hands feel the truth of my nearness. Let the peace I offer be a balm that soothes even the deepest wounds of fear. Fear, anxiety, and doubt often serve as narrow doorways through which I call you to greater faith. They are not without purpose, though their pain is undeniable. They invite you into trusting surrender, one that draws you closer to me, strengthening a bond no darkness can sever. When you stand at the edge of uncertainty, unable to see the path ahead, know that I am the light that never dims. Each step you take, however tentative, is graced by my guidance. Like the ancient shepherd who knows every stone and shadow of his flock's journey, I guard your every footfall. Even when doubt clouds your vision, trust that I lead you beside still waters, preparing green pastures and restoring your soul. There's a sacred paradox in this. In your vulnerability, my strength is made perfect. When you confess your fears and hand them over to me, not hiding or denying them, you invite my power to rise within you like a mighty river, breaking through the narrow dams of your heart. Think of the clay in the potter's hands, soft and yielding, ready to become a vessel of beauty and purpose. Your fear is not a sign of failure or weakness. It is a call to be shaped by my love and faithfulness. Will you entrust those trembling pieces to me, allowing me to mold them into a testimony of courage and trust? I am not distant, watching you struggle, my dear. I know the weight you carry intimately. I understand the depth of sleepless nights when the unknown looms large. I know the restless heartbeat racing against unseen enemies. And I assure you, these trials are not meaningless. They are the soil from which resilience, courage, and unwavering faith blossom. Your story is woven with threads of divine strength that rise in response to every moment of fear you face and bring before me. Do not fear that these struggles define you. They are the forge where your faith is refined. My presence is a shield no fear can breach. Let this truth settle in you. I stand with you in the valley of shadows, holding your hand and whispering hope in your ear. The battles within your mind and heart do not surprise me. I am more than able to turn trembling into triumph. I am the steady rock beneath your feet when the ground feels unsteady, the flame no wind can extinguish. Whenever anxiety overwhelms, look to me as your unshakable fortress, where your soul finds rest. I will speak peace into the tumult. I will calm every storm. Meditate on the timeless rhythm of my love, which pulses beneath all things. It is patient beyond your understanding, tender beyond your imagination, steadfast beyond your fears. This love holds you as a mother cradles her child in the quiet dark. As the morning sun touches the earth after the longest night, no shadow or doubt can diminish it. No fear can resist its light. Will you let this love engulf your anxious heart, carrying it like a precious bird on wings of compassion and trust? So now, come closer. Let your soul lean into the promise that you are never alone. Let your fears come into the light of my presence, not for condemnation, but for healing. Surrender your anxious thoughts to the one who holds time and eternity in his hands. Breathe deeply of the grace waiting for you here and now, and know my strength is made perfect in your weakness. If your heart stirs, do not turn away. Step into the refuge I offer and rest in the certainty of my love. I am with you always, your ever-present help when shadows grow too dark. Trust me to silence the noise, to still the storms inside you, to make your heart a palace of peace. Fear may visit, but it shall never be your master. You belong to me, beloved, and in me you will find courage unshakable, hope unbreakable, and joy rising like the dawn after the longest night. Will you believe me this time? Will you let me be your refuge and strength? Your heart is precious to me, and I will never leave or forsake you. Let these words live in your heart today and always. Child, in the quiet moments when noise fades and the world feels vast and hollow, when your heart perches precariously on the edge of abandonment and invisibility, know I am there always, not a distant observer, but your closest companion, the one who knows every aching whisper, every tearful silence you dare not voice. My gaze never wavers from you, and my love, relentless and unshaken, surrounds you like the enveloping arms of night, cradling a weary traveler. You may have wandered through the desert of feeling unseen, like a lone traveler on a path where shadows fall heavier than light. You may have felt the sting of loneliness, the cold bite of rejection, or the deep gnawing doubt that you have been left behind or forgotten. But beloved, this is a misconception born of the enemy's lies, not the truth of your existence. I am the eternal dwelling place, the sanctuary where your soul finds unshakable refuge. I am the shelter beneath the storms of your emotions, the harbor when your spirit drifts. Many have walked this path, my servants and saints, carrying secret burdens of invisibility. Yet I lifted them, their hidden pains made known to me, like the woman who reached out in faith for healing, or the prodigal who returned to arms waiting with open forgiveness. Your story is sacred in my sight. I see you, my dear child, more clearly than you see yourself. The pain threatening to isolate you is but a veil, thin and fragile, and I am tearing it gently, revealing the glory beneath. I understand the complexity of your feelings, the confusion, despair, the desperate hope. You may ask, why does it feel so dark? Why such silence from those I long to hear? In my presence, let this question not grow into a barrier, but an invitation to lean deeper into my heart. Silence from others is not my silence. I speak subtly, in prayers whispered from your spirit, in peace washing over chaos, in love that never ceases, even when human warmth fails. When abandonment seems a companion, I am the steadfast friend who will never leave or forsake you. Trust this divine intimacy. It is not abstract or distant, but a tangible reality. Your name is carved on the palm of my hand. You are engraved on the very fabric of my being. Even if every earthly connection fades, even if the world dissolves into desolation, I am your constant, the unwavering beacon in the storm. I invite you now to step fully into this truth. Find your footing on the rock of my promises. Let yourself be enveloped in the healing balm of my attention. The enemy would have you believe you are invisible, insignificant, a shadow fading into life's grander scenes. But I see you glowing with my light, a unique masterpiece, lovingly and intricately formed. You are not overlooked, but intentionally woven into the tapestry of my creation, essential and precious to me. Do not shrink back or hide your face from my shining presence. Come forward, beloved, and let my love fill the spaces where doubt and fear have unsettled your soul. Remember, loneliness is a thief, a voice that distorts your perception. Let me reclaim what the enemy stole with an outstretched hand. I say, come walk with me through this lonely valley into the spacious place of my embrace. It is not a place without trials or questions, but a realm where your heart is cradled tenderly, where belonging is no longer a hope, but a settled reality. I am the epitome of attentiveness, the shepherd who seeks the lost lamb and carries it home, no matter how lost or alienated you feel. First and foremost, you are my possession, called my child, sealed with the unbreakable covenant of love. You are not an afterthought, not a whisper in the crowd, but the focus of my redeeming gaze. Whenever you feel unseen, speak to me openly. No pretense, no guarded heart, because in my presence, your true self is the most beautiful version of you. Come into the quiet with me. Let your deepest pains be known, your unspoken fears voiced. Let the weight of invisibility fall away beneath the warmth of my light. I will hold you, not just for a moment, but for eternity, in the sacred space where your heart finds rest. Your soul finds nourishment here. Your invisible scars are laid bare and kissed with healing balm. Loneliness dissolves in the flood of my unfailing love. I understand abandonment because I invited you into the depths of my heart. Even when human connection faltered, no trial you face is beyond my concern or beyond my touch, my child. Allow this truth to soak into every corner of your being. You belong, you are known, you are loved beyond measure. In moments when you feel lost or invisible, anchor yourself in my presence. It is the most profound belonging you can ever find. Will you meet me here in the stillness to feel my nearness steady your trembling? Will you let my love redefine your worth and place in this world? Let this truth settle deep within you. You are never truly alone. I am with you. I have always been with you, and I will keep you, hold you, cherish you until the end of all things. Do not shrink back from loneliness. Instead, reach out your hand to me, the divine companion who will never fail or forsake. Trust me to transform the ache of feeling unseen into the radiant certainty that you are treasured beyond understanding and eternally visible in my sight. This is your sanctuary. This is your belonging. This is your home in me, my beloved. In quiet moments when shadows lengthen and the world weighs heavy on your shoulders, know you are seen, deeply and truly seen by my eyes that never tire. I see every tear tracing silent paths down your cheeks, every whispered longing your heart murmurs in the solitude of night. There are times when you wander the wilderness of doubt, carrying the weight of feeling unseen, unheard, abandoned. These moments may seem like deserts of emptiness and loneliness, but I am with you as the living well whose water never runs dry. The heart that feels lost, my child, is often on the cusp of discovery, and I am the faithful guide leading you step by step toward the oasis of belonging and light. Know that the feeling of being forsaken does not come from me. It is the enemy's cruel whisper meant to erode your faith and steal your joy. Yet even in these darkest places, my presence is so near it breathes beneath your pain, lifting you with unseen hands. I gather you tenderly into my embrace where the broken pieces of your soul find rest and begin to knit together in patterns of grace and hope. The silence that seems so loud is the space where I speak most profoundly. It is in this sacred hush that the truth of your profound worth is etched upon your spirit. Where the lies of abandonment dissolve, you are reminded you belong irrevocably to me. My dear child, the times you have felt invisible, in noisy rooms, in crowds full of faces, and in moments when your spirit sought acknowledgement and found none, these are sacred invitations to lean closer into me. I know the ache of your heart, the hunger for acceptance and love beyond earthly understanding. Turn toward me with the same longing, for my love envelops you infinitely. You are not forgotten. In the cosmic tapestry, each thread of your existence is woven with divine intent and shimmering purpose. I say to you now with tenderness and assurance, you are cherished beyond measure, treasured beyond all earthly promises. Remember the parable of the lost sheep, the one who wandered away and seemed to disappear from the flock's view. Yet I left the 99 behind to seek and carry it home on my shoulders. In the depths of your feeling lost, I am seeking you relentlessly, even when you cannot hear my voice above your inner turmoil. I am there, calling softly, yearning to restore your spirit's peace. You are the sheep I lifted with care. You are never beyond the reach of my love. Let this truth settle in you. Your loss is not final. Your abandonment is not permanent. Your invisibility is a moment that I am transforming into victory. There is a sacred belonging that transcends the hollow places where you feel unseen. This belonging is anchored in my heart and flows ceaselessly into yours. It is a refuge where your weary spirit finds shelter from the storms of rejection and neglect. In my presence, you are fully known and wholly embraced. The walls built by fear and pain begin to crumble as you rest in the warmth of my acceptance. Your identity is not defined by the shadows of others' neglect, but by the radiant light of my unconditional love. When you feel discarded, remember that in my kingdom, no one is cast away. You were created for connection, to me and to the body of my beloved. I invite you now to open your heart and release the weight of loneliness that burdens you. Surrender your feelings of invisibility to me and allow my spirit to fill those empty spaces with peace, affirmation, and joy. In the quiet communion between our souls, your true identity is unveiled, not as what you have endured, nor as how you have been treated, but as the beloved child of the Most High God. Your place in my family is secure and eternal. Nothing can separate you from my love. Will you believe me this time? Even when your feelings say otherwise, trust that my vision of you is far greater, far more beautiful than the reflection you see in broken mirrors of human understanding. There will be days when the fog of desolation returns, and echoes of past wounds seek to drown the balm of my truth. In those days, remember the quiet promises spoken in the stillness of your soul. Return to the place of intimate connection where doubt does not reign. Seek me as a child seeks shelter from the storm. Come to me with vulnerability and allow my healing compassion to mend the fractures of abandonment in your heart. I am the constant flame that refuses to be extinguished, lighting even the darkest corners of your spirit. Let this flame warm your innermost being and remind you that you are never alone, never unseen, never unloved. So as you journey forward, claim your divine belonging with courage. Stand firm in the knowledge that I see all of you, the beautiful and the broken, the worn and the weary, the strong and the fragile. You are my masterpiece, infinitely precious and infinitely known. Do not shrink back from the ways your heart aches or your spirit longs. Bring it all to me, for in my presence your soul finds rest. I am here, steadfast and unchanging, holding you close with hands that never falter. Let this secure belonging be your stronghold, your sanctuary, your everlasting truth. Allow my love to fill you so completely that shadows cannot touch the light within you. Beloved, as you breathe in the reality of my embrace, may your heart be drawn ever closer to peace and assurance. I am the God who seeks, the Father who keeps, the shepherd who never leaves his flock. Come to me with your ache, your need, your deepest longing, and find in my presence the belonging your soul cries out for. This is not mere comfort, but profound reality. The eternal connection that defines you is mine forever and always. Let this truth settle deep in your spirit and step boldly into the radiant belonging that awaits you now. My dear, as we reach the full circle of this journey together, I want you to feel firmly planted in the knowledge of who you are with me. You are not a wanderer cast aside or a shadow dissolving into the night. You are a treasure fashioned from the depths of my love and very breath. You belong in the fullest, deepest sense, not because of your achievements, your strength, or your moments of clarity, but because I have chosen you, and I do not change my mind. In the silence between your doubts and my voice, there is a covenant of belonging, written in a language older than time itself, binding my heart eternally to yours. I have seen every tear you have shed when the world felt cold, every desperate prayer whispered in quiet hours, every breaking point where fear threatened to silence your spirit. And yet here you stand, still breathing, still hoping, still reaching. That resilience reflects me. You are not alone in your struggles, my beloved. The trials you face are no mystery to me. They are pathways, sometimes steep and rocky, carved out for your transformation and refinement. I am the potter, you are the clay, willingly shaped to become a vessel of grace and beauty. If you ever doubt the extent of my love, remember the sunrise breaking over a shadowed valley, casting gold where darkness once was. You are that valley, and my love is the dawn that refuses to leave you in night's cold embrace. This love is not distant or abstract. It is tangible. It courses through your veins as surely as the blood that sustains you. It sings in the rhythm of your heartbeat, tender and persistent. There will be days you feel unworthy of such love, but beloved, unworthiness does not limit me. I pour out grace beyond your understanding, covering your failings and hopes alike. Now, more than ever, I invite you, live boldly in the knowledge of your divine identity. Cease the comparisons that shrink your soul, or the self-condemnation that weighs heavily on your spirit. You are my child, and the truth outshines any shadow cast by the world's doubts. The plan I have for you is rich in purpose and bursting with abundant life, even when the path seems unclear. Even when you cannot hear my voice through the noise, trust that I am carving a destiny full of hope. Your future is held tenderly in my hands, a masterpiece in progress, painted by strokes of mercy and hues of redemption. In this moment, let your heart rest in my presence. Feel the embrace of my spirit surrounding you, protecting you, whispering courage where fear tries to nest. I call you to surrender all pretenses, to lay down the burdens you carry, exchange your striving and fears for the peace only I can give. This peace is not fleeting. It is an anchor for your soul, an unshakable foundation built on my eternal promises. I am not far off, waiting for you to clean yourself up or prove your worth. No, I am already here, standing with arms open wide, ready to welcome you home just as you are. There is no need for disguise or hesitation. You are loved completely, heard fully, and known intimately. The invitation I extend now is one of fellowship. Walk closely with me, share your heart without fear, and find rest in the shelter of my love. As you move forward, remember true strength is found not in isolation, but in connection with me. Lean on me when you feel weak. Call on me when shadows linger. Faith is the quiet trust that even when you cannot see the horizon, I am weaving a tapestry more beautiful than you imagine. Your journey is sacred, your story unique, yet woven into the vast tapestry of my kingdom. Let this truth settle deeply in you. My child, you are a beloved heir, clothed in my righteousness and crowned with my peace. Life's storms may rage, but you will not be shaken because you are anchored in unchanging love. The battles you face are not the end of your story. They are the prelude to joy made perfect in me. I am with you in every breath, every step, every moment of uncertainty or triumph. My beloved, if your heart was stirred today, it wasn't by chance. It was because I've been reaching for you, longing for this moment of stillness where you could finally hear me. And I am not finished. What I've begun in you through these words is only the beginning. So come back here again and again. Let this be your sacred space, where my voice meets your heart, where peace quiets the noise, and where your spirit is nourished in truth. Subscribe, yes, but not just to a channel. Subscribe to reminders of your worth, your healing, your purpose. Turn on notifications, not just for updates, but for divine whispers meant just for you. And if you know someone else whose soul is weary, whose faith feels faint, share this. Let these words reach them like they reached you. I am already preparing the next message, one you won't want to miss. Until then, stay close, breathe deeply, and remember, you are mine, you are loved, and your miracle is already unfolding. Amen.